Hey, Pastor Steve Waldron. I hope you're having an incredible day or night in Jesus. Thank you so much for being with us. We're in the first gospel in Matthew 25, lesson 69. Do check out our other lessons in our journey through Matthew. Also Genesis. We completed the book of Romans and almost completed the book of Genesis. Getting close to Proverbs too. I love the book of Proverbs, but I love the whole Bible. So let's get started. We're in the Olivet Discourse, chapters 24 and 25, the book of Matthew, to give us a little bit of setting. It's toward the end of his earthly ministry before he's crucified, the death, burial, and resurrection. And he's talking about kind of end-time things is what he's talking about. And we've gone through the parable of the 10 virgins. You may want to check that out. And now we're in the parable of the talents, which is one of the longer parables that he told. Now, I have not counted, I have not personally done a word count on the various parables. Maybe one day I will. I like doing things like that. Those of you that have my commentary series on the book of Genesis, you know I enjoy doing how many words did Adam speak, how many words did Eve speak, on and on. So I haven't done, so I don't know that it's the longest parable, but it's up there. It's quite long. Now, of course, Luke 15, parable of the prodigal son, is another very lengthy teaching of Jesus as well in this realm. But, you know, it's parabolic. As far as teachings of Jesus, like the Sermon on the Mount, John 13 through 17, these are very long teachings, but they're not necessarily parabolic in nature. So we've got the guy who had 5 talents, master comes back, you know, I made 5 more, gonna make you ruler. And this is pretending, not pretending, but portending, looking forward to our future, because we're gonna be kings and priests with Jesus, looking forward to that. Look at 1 Corinthians 6, we'll judge angels. So in 25:22, again, thanks for being here, lesson 69, he also that had received 2 talents, 2 90-pound blocks. Some people say 75, some up to 120 pounds. It varied over the course of time, but let's just use 90. Came and said it's like a cubit, went from 18 inches to 26 and a half inches. There was a Hebrew cubit, an Egyptian cubit, a Babylonian cubit, you know. His Lord said unto him, well done, good and faithful servant. So we want to hear well done. Not well done, like go to hell. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord. So, who for the joy that was set before him, Hebrews 12, endured the cross, despising the shame. So enter in the joy of the Lord. That particular phraseology is absolutely fascinating, because it was like God's pleasure to give us joy forevermore. At his right hand are pleasures forevermore. In his presence is fullness of joy. At his right hand, pleasures forevermore. What is that? Psalm 16, 9 and 10. Somewhere around in there. So let's go to verse 24. Then he which had received the 1 talent, he was saved, just like the 5 virgins that didn't make it were saved, came and said, Lord, I knew thee that thou art an hard man. So Jesus is a hard man, reaping where there's not sown and gathering where there's not strawed. That's pretty amazing. Like Cornelius and his group. Verse 25, and I was afraid and went and hid thy talent in the earth. Lo, there thou hast, that is thine. This is like somebody who all they did was preserve apostolic doctrine, but didn't share it with anybody, didn't develop, didn't bear the fruit of the Spirit, anything like that. We're commanded to be strong in the Lord with the power of his might. We're to grow in the grace and knowledge. These are commands of God. So this is like somebody that didn't develop what God had given to us. We're fine just caretaking it. His Lord, verse 26, answered and said unto him, thou wicked and slothful servant. So look at this. Somebody who preserved but didn't propagate, didn't grow, didn't increase, is called wicked and lazy. You don't want to be lazy in your walk with God. And so let's go. Now we're supposed to earnestly contend. And when you go to Revelation 2 and 3, some of the churches there, I mean, it was a challenge just to preserve. So let's not discount that. So, wickedness also servant, thou knewest that I reap where I sowed not. Notice Jesus didn't dispute this, and gather where I have not strawed. Thou oughtest therefore, verse 27, to put my money to the exchangers. You should have at least grown a little bit. This is talking about discipling. I mean, disciple, make somebody a disciple of Jesus. Let your 1 be 2, let your 2 be 4 or 5, let your 5 be 10. And so, yeah, this one gained 2 other talents beside that. And then at my coming, I should have received mine own with usury. You should have at least got some interest on this. Now, some people say this is talking just specifically about money. And Jesus did talk a lot about money, a lot. And so, verse 28, so difficult in a unique monetary system we have here in the States. Take therefore the talent from him and give it unto him which hath 10 talents. Wow. Wow. Isn't that amazing? Verse 29, for unto every one that hath shall be given, and he shall have abundance. So you've already got, he's going to just keep giving. But from him that hath not shall be taken away even that which he hath. Come on, let's be faithful with the gifts God has given to us, the graces. Romans chapter 12. And cast ye the unprofitable servant. Notice he didn't lose the talent. He didn't buy and sell and lose it. He wasn't like the prodigal son and wasted it. He just was unprofitable. Don't be an unprofitable servant. Into outer darkness. There shall be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Now, outer darkness, a lot of people just say that's another euphemism for hell. Some people think that it's a special place for lost believers, people who were saved that then became lost. Some actually think that outer darkness is maybe the black holes that scientists find in the skies. I just don't know. I have studied it, and I have come to no definitive conclusion if it is in fact a separate place from the lake of fire, hell, the second death. And but it's outer darkness, which it does seem like hell's a place like that. So verse 31, you'll see a pilcrow means it's a different thought. When the Son of Man shall come in his glory and all the holy angels with him. Every one of them is coming at this particular time. So sometimes saints are coming, like in Revelation 19. Angels are coming, 1 Thessalonians 4. So that's where people get, these are 2 different events, that you've got a rapture coming, and then you've got a second coming. And all the holy angels with him, then shall he sit upon the throne of his glory. The Son of Man sits on the throne of his glory. There's one on the throne. Look at Revelation 4, 5, and 6. Look at Revelation 3:21. There's one on the throne. God and the Lamb. Revelation 22, verses 3 and 4. They shall see his face. God and the Lamb is one person. The Lamb is in the midst of the throne. God the Father is in the Lamb. This is 1 Corinthians 15. Then shall the Son, give up the kingdom to even God the Father. So Jesus is coming on the throne. And that's what the high priest couldn't fathom. This is what they said, blasphemy, because they knew he was claiming to be God. And before him shall be gathered all nations, and he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. Now, some people say that this is how people treated Israel, and I'm not sure of that. But let's just keep going. Verse 33, and he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. We get the terms right and left from the French during the horrific French Revolution. Atheist, the age of reason, agnostics. They said if the Christians are on the right hand of God, we want to be on the left hand of God. So it's kind of impossible to be a Christian leftist. It's because it means we want to be at the right hand, the blessings of God, and it refers to this. And he shall set sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. So not only was the lamb slain from the foundation of the world, the plan of God, the mind of God, this is the plan from the foundation of the world. And then he's going to give how they got in. That's verse 35. We're going to look at that, and then how people were left out. So God bless. Let's live for Jesus. Let's make heaven together. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.